So, hey guys, it's Rachel. I actually have a point to this video, but I don't know what I'm going to say yet, but I know what I'm going to talk about. It's based off of a question that I got, and this person asked me um, how I got to the point of loving the point that I am in loving Mariska Hargitay, and why I love Mariska Hargitay in this way, but someone else loves her in this way, and someone else, but then we all end up reacting to her the same way, even though we loved her for different reasons, for different ways. And, we all started her in different, times, and you know what I mean? So I thought I would kind of explain that a little bit, where certain people start off from Mariska, and where eventually we all end up at, So I'm gonna go back and forth all throughout this video, but if you want, just try to stay with me, alright? Just try to figure out where my mindset's at. But here we go. Talk about the guy first. A guy who likes Mariska Hargitay. And this I'm saying likes, because they don't love Mariska Hargitay. This guy that I'm talking about. This guy just watches TV at 3 o'clock in the morning because the bastard never sleeps. He'd rather sleep during school. And he watches Mariska Hargitay on TV as Olivia Benson. Only, not because he likes the show, but because he thinks that she's attractive. She has a big butt. She has nice boobs. She has a really awesome face. That's all he cares about. And I applaud him. Only because he knows who Mariska Hargitay is. That's it. And I don't, support whatever he's a guy. I really don't know what guys think. So there's that guy. There's the guy who actually cares about the show and then thinks he thinks Mariska Hargitay is Olivia Benson. Doesn't know what the fuck Mariska Hargitay is. Just Olivia Benson. He thinks she's awesome. You know what I mean? And then there's this guy who groups more with the guys who eventually realizes Mariska Hargitay is actually a person, she's not Olivia Benson, and he likes her and whatever, and he thinks she's cool. She's really cool, and that's it. As far as it goes, right? And then there's these girls who are total straight girls, and they watch the show and they love Mariska Hargitay because she's Olivia Benson. But that's it. Mariska Hargitay to them is Olivia Benson, and they have this Olivia as this they idolize her. They think she's some sort of hero, and you know what I mean? And that's awesome, because I understand, because Olivia's a strong character. She has a big influence on people. I get that. And then these straight girls who are in love with Olivia, but they're more into Mariska now, because they got into I'll explain the phases later, but they passed the phase where they know who Mariska Hargitay is, they know what she does, and and they're straight girls. They've had boyfriends, you know what I mean? But they would go in an instant gay for Mariska Hargitay. Only her, though. Only her. Nobody else. Just Mariska Hargitay. I understand that phase. I went through it a long time ago. Then there's these girls who are just straight off of the bat, I don't give a fuck about anybody. Mariska Hargitay is the only person I want. I don't want any guy or any girl. I just want Mariska Hargitay. That's it. That's all, And I totally get that too. And there's girls kind of like me who just switch through the TV and they see Olivia Benson and they notice that, this girl is really awesome. She's strong. The show is pretty good. And, they think, and they end up Googling Mariska Hargitay and they end up, researching all this stuff about her and they realize that she's awesome and then you're just in love with her. That's it. She's now in your entire life. You want to know how you get to that point? It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. It's like a spiral, and you just end up in this beautiful place. It's just but it's horrible to get there. You have to go through so many phases and so many emotions. Basically, what happens is you watch SVU, usually where it starts, or you watch an old movie, or you watch hey, look, that hot girl on Seinfeld for that 30 seconds, or you know what I mean? Just little places people find her, mostly SVU, or ER or something like that. And they Google her and they realize she has this foundation and that she's awesome and that she's super funny too. She's not just a serious Olivia Benson, she's funny. So they start just forget Olivia Benson for a little bit and you just get infatuated with Mariska Hargitay. You realize her parents are famous. You realize she's best friends with Alec Baldwin and Hilary Swank and Deborah Messing and Christopher Maloney. She's married to Peter Herman and she has a beautiful child named August. Well, that's back before her new kids, but you know what I mean? And you just start learning things about her, and you watch her THS on YouTube, because it's never going to be played on TV again, so you watch it on YouTube, because it's available on YouTube, so you start doing that, and you start looking her on IMDb, or whatever the thing's called, and you start looking at, oh, I've seen that movie, I'm going to go back and rewatch it, or, you know what I mean? It's just little things, you just Mariska Hargitay here and there, whatever, you're still social, you still have friends, you know what I mean? You're at a good stage in your life, you're young, you're awesome, but then, you just end up slowly getting devoured by everything, and you just get absorbed by the force that is Mariska Hargitay. It's almost instantaneous how it happens. It's not like you slowly progress. It just happens and it just hits you, bam, like run right after all these phases hit you, run right after the other, and then you realize she's only won one Emmy for her role as Olivia Benson on SVU. And it just happens. It just, instead of reacting like, oh well that sucks, you're just like, you like, fuck the world. Just fuck the world as it is right now. Just fuck it twice if you have to. Because it is not fair. It's not right. You just get pissed the fuck off. Because Mariska Hargitay has only won once. She's been nominated billions of times. And that's when you start realizing it. That little things, little tiny things start ticking you off about Mariska Hargitay. And then after that, you just can't stop talking about her. You just can't stop talking about her ever. To your mom, to your dad, to your brother, to your sister, to your uncle, to your aunt, to your friends, to your teachers, to anybody. But they all give you that same look like, what? Like, who? Or, you need to stop kind of look. And then, so then you have to go find somewhere to fuel your someone to fuel your Mariska Hargitay need, and then you fuel theirs back. So you go on Tumblr, because that's where everyone's at, and then you start looking at these graphics, and then you're just becoming like, you need to see more Mariska. You have to read Confession Your Dash to make more. And if you have to, you go ahead and you teach yourself how to do Photoshop so you can edit pictures of Mariska that everyone else will reblog and fangirl over. Then you can be the girl that, or guy that provided that picture of Mariska Hargitay. And then you're awesome, you know? So you just need to see Mariska all the time. And then you go on, you read her magazine, you read her interviews, you watch every YouTube video about her, you look at you go on MariskaHargitay.org, you make an account, and you go through every single one of those files, pictures, and you're just in love with her, right? And then you get to the point where you're watching SVU, and instead of just watching the episode that you've seen 20 times already, you are just like mad at the fact that you see Danny Beck. You're just pissed the fuck off that Danny Beck is there, not Mariska. You're just pissed. You realize that show, you think in your head, that show is a fucking awful show. And you only think that because of Mariska Hargitay and in that episode. And then you realize you got a problem. That you fucking hate everything in the world that is not Mariska Hargitay related. Everything fucking sucks that's not Mariska Hargitay related. So then you get mad at everybody and everything, and you don't want to watch anything but SVU. And instead of when your friend texts you, hey, after school it's Tuesday, you want to hang out? You're like, no. And they ask you why, and your reason is there was an SVU marathon on at USA today, and while I was at school learning about stuff that's not going to matter in the future, I have to run home and take up like 7 or 12 hours of my DVR that is full of SVU that I missed that day. Even though your friend's like, you saw the episodes, you've seen every one of those episodes, you're like, but it was an SVU marathon, so I have to watch it. So then now you're not gonna watch anything but SVU. That's a good phase. That's a nice phase. It's just SVU all the time. So then you start being like involved with stuff that involves SVU, which is like you go on RAIN. You know what RAIN is? You go on joyfulheart foundation.org. You just need to be involved like with this stuff. Like it affects you. You're just like, oh, I'm so like passionate about this, and I just want to help. You're just like you're starting to become a better person because you didn't even know about these issues, and now you're just like, I want to help people about this. And then, well, for me it happened, but people started confiding in me about like their assaults or anything like that. So then it starts hitting you really hard. You know what I mean? And then you're just kind of just like in this phase where you're just kind of like anything about Mariska Hargitay makes you happy. She tweets, oh, you started like screaming and jumping, and you're just excited, and you can't stop shaking, and you're just nervous because you want to see what she's tweeting, or a new picture comes out, and you're just like, oh my god, 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 and that's all the words you know, like, oh my god, related to Mariska Hargitay. And then slowly, the next time she tweets, you're just mad. Just mad. Just pissed the fuck off. Why? Because she's ruining your life now. You're just like, you need to stop. And then you only know that word is stop. Stop. Just stop. And that's all you got. And that's all you need. And you don't want her to stop, but you're telling her to stop because she needs to stop, but you don't want her to stop. She needs to stop. She ain't gonna stop, and you don't want her to stop, but she needs to stop. You know what I mean? So you just start getting mad at everything. You just new picture of Mariska Hargitay, you're all, fuck you. Why are there new pictures of you? Fuck now. Fuck. Or she tweets and you're just like, fuck now, fuck everything. I'm never gonna finish this paper. I'm never gonna go outside. I'm gonna forget what the outside world looks like. I'm not gonna have any more friends, and everything is just fucked because you started tweeting, and now I can't get off. I can't get off my laptop, and I can't let go of my phone because your tweets are sent directly to me as a text message. So then you get mad, and then you start realizing you get even more mad when you realize that you're not Peter Herman. You are not Peter Herman. That pisses you off. That just enrages you to the point where you're just punching walls because you are not Peter Herman and you do not get to call Mariska Hargitay to your wife. You don't get to hold her hand. You don't get to kiss her. You don't get to sleep next to her. You don't get to see her every day in person. And you get mad. You get really pissed off. And then you just get mad in general because you aren't in her family. You aren't in her fucking, like, environment at all times. You know what I mean? And then you're mad because you don't get to meet her. Like, a lot of people get to meet her, but you don't. Just you. It just seems like you're the only person that has not met Mariska Hargitay. You, person right there watching this video, are the only person in the world that has not met Mariska Hargitay. And that enrages you. Like, no one's crazy. And then it gets you sad. Then you get to this point where you're just sad because you look at her smile, and instead of her just cheering you up, it makes you sad because you're just like, if I was part of the Mariska Hargitay family, I would have that smile. And you just start crying because you're not Mariska Hargitay. And you're gonna cry yourself to sleep for the rest of the month when you don't get when there's a new magazine of Mariska out and you don't have a copy yet. It's only been out for an hour and you don't have a copy yet, and you're just gonna cry. And you're just gonna cry because you don't have that copy, even though it's only been out for like 2 seconds. And you're gonna cry yourself to sleep that night until you get that issue, and then you'll scream and cry and lick it and like make love to it. That's what's gonna happen. And then you get to this point where like you're just mad at everyone who doesn't know who Mariska Hargitay is. Well, that stage pretty much gets early, but then you just get furious, like mad, and you just want to push Mariska Hargitay on everybody because honestly, there is nothing wrong with her. There is nothing wrong with Mariska Hargitay. Nothing. Nothing is wrong with her. She's like perfect and flawless, and you can't stand it, but you love it, but you fucking hate it, but you love it at the same time. So you're just in this love-hate relationship with her at all times, and eventually, she's just ruined your life. She is a life ruiner. Because of her, you no longer have many friends. And you find your friends that were your best friends incredibly boring because they don't know who Mariska Hargitay is. Or they do know and they mess with you like, oh, you're in love with Mariska Hargitay, and they think it's funny, but you're just like, no. I'm mad at you because you don't know who she is and you're not in love with her the way I'm in love with her. So you're going to laugh along with your friend when she's like, oh, you're in love with Mariska Hargitay. You're like, yeah, I'm in love with her. But deep down, you're thinking, fuck you. Whatever. You're not in love with her, and I feel bad for you. You know what? I feel bad for you that you're not in love with her the way I am. So fuck you. You keep laughing at me. But I feel bad for you. You know, what is your life without her? And eventually, instead of just questioning other people's life about why they're not in love with Mariska Hargitay, you start questioning your own and why you're in love with Mariska Hargitay. You right away, I question what is Mariska Hargitay? My life is Mariska Hargitay, and I'm okay with it. Totally okay with it. But she ruins my life, but I'm totally okay with it. And you're totally just like, chill. You're just like, whatever. This is my life. This is what it's become. I'll just accept it. And that's it. That's the end of it. But it all started because you just thought she was attractive. Or you thought she was a cool person. Or Google's your best friend and you just watch TV while you Google or something. Whatever it was something so small. And now it's just your entire life. So that's what happens usually. Not to the T. Because I probably left some things out because I need to make this video not so long, but it's pretty much how it goes. But don't be upset. Your life is Mariska Hargitay, and next time she tweets, you go ahead and you punch a wall. Whatever phase you're in, either if you're gonna punch a wall, where you're just gonna be like fuck my life, where you're just gonna sob and scream and start shaking because you're so nervous that you want her to tweet you back, or whatever phase you're in, just be happy you know who Mariska Hargitay is. All right. You're a better person that way. Or you should be a better person that way. She should have taught you better. You bitches who don't have not accepted, have not like become Mariska Hargitay, because that's a phase too. You end up being Mariska Hargitay. You think the way she doesn't. She likes dark chocolate. Well, me too. I like dark chocolate now. And eventually you end up only liking dark chocolate because Mariska Hargitay likes dark chocolate. You know what I mean? Or it's just weird. It's just so weird how it all happens. I don't care. All I know is Mariska Hargitay is my life, and I'm okay with it. And you should be okay with it too, because it's not your life.